Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. I want to discuss this documentary that I watched on, I believe it was Max. It's called Big Girls Wanted Escaping Paradise, and it's spelled like Pear, a dice, right? Um, Even though I'm on TikTok, I don't share anything. I'm just on there for entertainment purposes only. But so on TikTok, apparently there's this guy who is rich. He has money and he has invited girls. I'm going off the documentary. I don't know if he still has his account up, but big women. And when I say big women, I'm talking about 400 or 500, not, size 16 extra large. He likes them big. He's from somewhere in the UK, and he was talking about, because on the documentary he's talking on there as well as the women that were in the house, talking about how when he was growing up he's always like big women, and he's kind of like a Hugh Hefner for the plus size baddies, right? Now, something I don't understand is why you would meet somebody online and then go to stay with them at like, it's one thing to visit someone, but a lot of these women were staying there. And so, of course, with this documentary, like many others, we hear both sides, right? So we start off with the informative side slash maybe positive side, like, okay, there's this guy, women who are big, plus size, they can, go somewhere and be accepted, feel like AKA normal women, not be ridiculed and all this. But we see that this guy is like exploiting them. He always has a camera in their face. Um, some would describe him as a feeder. And a feeder, if you're not familiar, is someone who likes to literally feed someone who is already significantly overweight, and they like to see them gain weight and get bigger. Now, this guy, I feel like, I feel a few different ways. He, this guy knows that big women, even in America, even though America, we have a high obesity rate, right? But still, it's still not accepted mainstream. And I think he took advantage of that. He took advantage of the fact that it's like, okay, well, some of these women have never been called beautiful or been asked out on a date or whatever. And so I'm going to take advantage of that, have them in my house, and they can be my playthings. Now, I'm going to say this: being overweight has nothing to do with looks, because most of the women that I saw on the documentary were beautiful. It's not like he got some ugly big women. They were pretty. But at the same time, we can't act like being 400 or 500 pounds does not place you in a category of unattractiveness based on weight alone. That's just how it is normally. And when I was watching this, I think this was in, like, because it's 3 parts, if I'm not mistaken, because I saw this like a week ago. It's 3 parts, and I think in the second part or third part, we find out that he has a thing for young, naive, vulnerable big girls. He told his supposedly girlfriend that she was turning 27, y'all, and he was telling her she's getting too old for him. Mind you, this dude is like 50, okay? So you telling her she's getting too old for you. And I think, yeah, she tried to commit suicide. Luckily, she didn't succeed, but she did end up dying anyway from some other health problem. And he was just creepy. Like, a lot of girls were accusing him of sexual assault because he would, like, just come up to you and grab your butt, grab your breast. This one girl was saying he would grab her stomach, and since he got off on that, since it was like a sexual thing to him, she said it's like equivalent to grabbing a butt or a boob because he's like gets off on it. I don't feel like this guy actually respects and cares for big girls. I think he takes advantage of the fact that society has placed them in this quote unquote, unwanted category, and he takes advantage of that because the women that society does place on pedestals probably wouldn't pay him any attention. Now, I'll say this, and this is why I said I'm kind of double minded about it. With him being a millionaire, he really can get a thinner woman if he wanted. So I do feel like he likes big girls, but that doesn't mean he respects them or cares about them. I think he still objectifies them in the same way that a guy would objectify a beautiful thin woman. I feel like he does that with beautiful big women. It is certain things that made me go, ew, creep. Like this one woman was talking about how, he was sleeping with, I don't know if all the girls, but he was sleeping with most of the girls in the house. I think a lot of them felt like they were obligated to. But anyway, this one girl was saying she was having like allergic reaction down in her, private area. And she found out he injected her with spermicide without her consent. I think, it was probably one of those things where, how you get to doing the little foreplay and she probably just didn't realize what he was doing. I mean, it probably doesn't take that long if you playing around down there, he could have, while he was playing around down there, inserted that in her. She didn't know. To me, when it comes to sex, everything has to be consensual. Down to the act, foreplay, any kind of touching, everything needs to be consensual. So I don't care if she was butt naked on the bed and you doing whatever down there. If she did not know that you're injecting her with something, then you don't have her consent. Okay? So, like I said, they try to show all sides of this. So they showed this one girl who is younger. She's newer, so she's still a little naive. She's like, oh, I have a great time here and I love him. He's this, that, and the third. And it's like, but you're on a time clock with this guy. He wants the young, not having much life experience big girls. Because a big girl or a big woman who's 35, 40, probably not going to fool with him because she sees him for what he is. And, I commend the women for, just coming forward, sharing their story. But, one thing I feel like women lack, and when I say women, I'm talking about every size, every race. I'm going to say, no matter your sexual orientation, I feel like women get higher self-esteem. I think part of the reason why we don't have it in general is, society type thing. I think we're getting better though with it. But when women get involved in romantic relationships, it's like we kind of lose ourselves in it. And it's like, look, get some hobbies. I'm telling you, like, fill your life up with so many passions. Work can be, I'm not saying work is a passion, but let's say you have a job, then you have your hobbies that you do before or after work. You have an exercise regimen. You're learning a new language. You're traveling. You're learning how to knit. I'm just throwing stuff out here. Video games, whatever. I feel like women as a whole, we really need to work on our self-esteem starting at an early age. Because a lot of this, I feel like a lot of the women were seeking validation through this guy, especially being morbidly obese. Like, it's one thing to be, like, for example, I can still wear, is it called straight size clothing? I can wear straight size clothing and plus size clothing because I'm in that area where I can wear both. Like, I'm not totally in the where I absolutely have to wear plus size right now. And damn, I lost my train of thought. Okay. But no, seriously. We that's something I feel like is one we definitely have to work on. Um but yeah, this documentary caught my attention because I feel like it is a topic that we don't talk about much. The role of plus size women in society. If you look at movies, a lot of times the plus size girl is the funny sidekick of the thinner woman. You know, um, you don't see her being the romantic interest too much. And I think that's why one of the reasons why a lot of big girls flock to this guy, because they're like, look, instead of being a big girl, I can just be a regular girl to this guy because that's his norm. So I don't have to walk around with this title of being fat. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, no, I'm not going to go there. I was going to say something, but yeah, I'm not going to go there because I'm not going to argue with people. But yeah, so this is called Big Girls Want It, Escaping Pearadise, Pear. I think it's a ID channel thing, but most people stream now, so it's on Max. But if you have cable, I guess if the ID channel has a platform where you can watch their stuff, you can watch it on there. But let me know what you think about this. Do you feel like this guy is like Hugh Hefner? Do you feel like they're the same? The only difference is one likes bigger women and one likes smaller women? Do you feel like it's the girl's fault for moving there? Do you feel like this guy was a creep? Watch that doc and let me know. Because I don't have too many spoilers in this discussion. I really just wanted to talk about the overall of the documentary, plus my thoughts on, big women in society and everything. Listen, shout out to every last one of you watching. Shout out to the rest of you who are not subscribed, but you can by hitting that button for me. I very much appreciate it. Peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.